Fabulous Super Race, Chapter 7, Road Twister of Doom. The 46 racers were racing across Acmetropolis. Daffy was in last place. And I'm falling behind, Daffy replied, annoyed. Daffy got an idea. Daffy took a left turn down the street. Minutes later, the racers was coming up to a road twister that lead up to the Acme Bridge. Well, it looks like we're going up the twister. Wile E. Coyote replied. Wile E. Coyote opened a panel on his dashboard and pressed some buttons on it. Suddenly, Wile E. Coyote's tires were changed into spikes. This will give me some traction, Wile E. Coyote replied sarcastically. Minutes later, the racers entered the road twister. All 46 racers were driving up the road twister. Marlin the Martian was behind Bugs. Oh my, this road is making me dizzy. I know, I'll do some destructive sabotages, Marlin replied happily. Marlin pushed a button on his steering wheel. Suddenly a large laser came out of Marlin's vehicle. Then Marlin fired the laser behind him onto the road. It was acid. Suddenly the road started to melt and fall apart. 7 racers were driving up the road twister. Suddenly they noticed the road was melting. What the hell, the driver shouted panically. Turned around, the driver shouted panically. Suddenly the 7 racers fell through the road and crashed into the ground. The entire road twister began to melt. Bugs was in last place. Bugs noticed behind him the road was melting. Bugs sped up. Minutes later, the other racers made it to the top and now were on the bridge. Bugs was still on road twister. The road twister was about collapse. Bugs was almost to the top. Bugs's vehicle was about fall. Suddenly the entire road twister collapsed, sent Bugs falling down. Bugs was screaming in horror. Suddenly, Bugs was caught by Daffy's vehicle. Daffy was flying in the air. His vehicle had wings sticking out of the roof, and Iron Claws was holding onto Bugs's vehicle. Minutes later, Daffy landed on the bridge. Bugs was dropped on the bridge as well. Daffy drove by Bugs. Hey, are you okay, Long Ears? Daffy asked. Yay, I'm fine. Thanks, Doc, Bugs replied happily. Hey, I owe it to you for giving some oil, Daffy replied sarcastically. Anyway, let's get back to the race, Daffy replied sarcastically. Bugs and Daffy